So, welcome to episode 1 of our startup series, Startup Sprint Episode 1, From Idea to Validation, How Real Startups Begin. So, whether you are a student, a dreamer, or someone tired of 9 to 5 grind, this episode is your entry point into the exciting world of startups. In this journey, we will start from the basics. What exactly is a startup? How do you come up with an idea? And most importantly, how do you know if it's any good? So let's dive in. So, moving forward, what is a startup? A startup is not just a small business, it's a company built to grow fast, often using technology, often solving a unique or difficult problem, and often uncertain in outcome. Startups aims to disrupt existing market or create entirely new ones. They thrive on innovation. So this is the small animation showing small business to startup, then scaling, and then IPO and acquisitions. So this is the startup journey from beginning. So now we would compare a tea stall with a startup like Zomato. Both serve food, but only one is trying to scale across cities and countries. So moving towards the tea stall, the problem it solved is the people need a quick, affordable tea break. Whether Zomato is solving the problem of people need to discover, order food easily. Their business model, the tea stall direct sale of tea to customers, whereas Zomato, aggregator model, earns via delivery fees, restaurant commissions, and ads. Their customer base are also different. Tea stalls, local walk-in customers, where Zomato pan-India and global app users. The technology used by tea stall is basic or non, whereas Zomato is full-fledged tech platform, mobile apps, AI recommendation, GPS, etc. The marketing strategy of tea stall is word of mouth or signage, whether it's Zomato, digital marketing, influencer campaigns, IPL ads. The scalability is also limited to physical location in case of tea stall, whereas Zomato highly scalable. App works in multiple cities, countries. The funding for tea stall is bootstrapped or small capital, whereas Zomato raised millions from Sequoia, Info, Age, etc. The team size for tea stall is 1 to 2 people, whereas Zomato is employing around 3,000 employees. Tea stall data use, there is no such structured data, whereas Zomato uses big data for personalizations, restaurant ranking, delivery optimizations. The tea stall exit potential is non or minimal, whereas Zomato did the IPO in 2021 on Indian Stock Exchange. So thus we conclude startups are high risk, high reward ventures, but they always begin with a problem and a solution. And that's what we will explore next. So moving towards the next, finding the right idea. Every startup begins with an idea, but how do you find a good one? Here are 3 proven methods. Scratch your own itch. Solve a problem you face. Ola was born because Bhavesh Agarwal couldn't get a cab. Observe inefficiencies. Look for what's broken or inefficient around you, something that frustrates people daily. Trends and tech shifts. AI, climate tech, rural India, creator economy. Tap into emerging trends. So don't chase ideas, chase problems. So a real life example. An aspiring founder noticed women in her locality didn't have access to quality sanitary products. That pain point became the foundation of her startups. now serving thousands. So now an exercise for the viewers. So please take 5 minutes to write down 3 problems you personally face. Ask friend about their biggest daily challenges. So now moving forward to validation or validating your idea. So validation is the process of checking whether your idea actually solves a real problem for real people. You can validate by talking to potential users. So an interview of at least 15 to 20 users could help you. Creating a simple landing page or form, running a WhatsApp or Instagram poll. So you could run a poll on any of the social media sites, conducting small pilots. So there is a mini case study. Before building Dunzo, the team tested it manually by delivering items via WhatsApp. And it worked. That was their MVP, their minimal testable product. So a tip for you. Don't wait to build a fancy app. First see if users even care about your solution. So now moving forward, what is an MVP? So an MVP, that is a minimum viable product, is a basic working version of your product that solves the core problem. For example, a Google form for a home delivery service, a WhatsApp group for community learning app, or a basic app prototype to test engagement. So there is a small story. A young founder started an EdTech app with a Telegram channel, then slowly built features. The goal is learn what people want before spending time and money on full version. So the basic tip is build less, learn more. So there are some common mistakes which early startups make. So the common mistakes to avoid. So many first time founders fall into these traps. Building a product before validating the problem. Falling in love with the solution, not the problem. Ignoring feedback that contradicts their vision. Being afraid of sharing the idea. Idea doesn't get stolen, they get executed. Trying to be perfect instead of fast. So there is a saying by Red Hoffman. If you're not embarrassed by your first product, you launched too late. So there is an example of 3 startups and the reason for their failure. They all failed because of all linked to a lack of validations or wrong assumptions. So the first one is the Google Glass. Despite significant investment, Google Glass failed to privacy concerns, high cost and lack of practical everyday use, demonstrating a failure to validate the product's market appeal. The next one is Snapdeal. Snapdeal, once India's largest e-commerce company, struggled to compete with the established giants like Amazon and Flipkart, highlighting a failure to validate its market positions and business model. And moving forward to housing.com. Housing.com, a real estate startup, failed to understand the needs of the real estate agents and buyers, leading to a disconnect between the product and the target audience, demonstrating a lack of market validations. So the startup are not about ideas, they are about executions. But it all begins with curiosity, observations, and courage. So what did you take away from this episode? Did you spot a problem worth solving? Did a business idea pop into your mind? Drop your startup idea in the comments. And who knows, maybe we will feature you in the next episode. In the next video, we will talk about building your first team understanding your market, and finding your early customers. If you find this valuable, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you.